Welcome to Peak Report. Here are today's top stories. Let's now discuss the most recent developments in the tech industry. The story of Sam Altman has taken another turn. The artificial intelligence poster child is returning home. Yes, there has been a provisional agreement reached, opening the door to Sam Altman's incredible comeback. It appears that he has defeated his opponents. His pals are celebrating, including his figurative godfather, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, who is exhaling with relief. The plot has all the intrigue and drama of a botched coup.
We'll proceed in chronological order. Firstly, Sam Altman's shocking dismissal. He got a message on Thursday of last week. The board of directors of OpenAI had called him in. He was to meet them at noon the next day. OpenAI's chief scientific officer sent the message. Satya Nadella. He is one of the company's co-founders. Moreover, he served on the board. 4 of the 5 board members attended Altman's meeting this Friday. At that point, he received word of his dismissal. On this, 4 out of the 5 board members agreed. One important participant, the board chairman, stayed in the dark about it. Greg Brockman, another co-founder of OpenAI, was that person. Brockman left the board after Altman's dismissal. The others were aware of his presence in Altman's camp, and it appears that they were prepared to accept no resistance. All the board could do, though, seemed to have backfired. They were dealing with a revolution. Brockman resigned in support of Sam Altman. The CEO and chief technology officer to succeed Altman, Mira Murati, was a rebel as well. The strain was getting stronger. The board decided to change the route, to attempt reuniting with Altman, and they carried out this action on the day they declared his removal. It didn't seem good. They removed Murati in order to put an end to the uprising. They introduced co-founder Emmett Shear of the Twitch video streaming website. It was a Saturday. In only 48 hours, the corporation had 3 different CEOs. The more precarious house of cards was coming apart. Furious were the startup's investors. They were demanding that Altman come back. Microsoft is the largest investor in OpenAI. The IT behemoth has donated more than $10 billion to OpenAI. Additionally, CEO Satya Nadella was responding to a fire. He provided Altman with a lifeline on Sunday. Microsoft recruited Brockman and him. OpenAI's largest backer now works. Therefore, they possessed leverage. Employees at OpenAI were openly revolting by Sunday. Out of the 750 or so employees, almost 600 made resignation threats. They declared they would work for Microsoft with Sam Altman. Now everything was at stake for the deposed leader. He had the support of both employees and investors. And he started talking yesterday from his authoritative position. OpenAI released this statement a few hours ago. It's Sam Altman again. Dotting the I's and dashing the T's is the only task remaining. Altman tacked on a few remarks. He commended Satya Nadella for his assistance. It appears as though Altman is expressing gratitude for his engineering comeback. Additionally, Brockman shared this selfie. It provides all the necessary information. What about the board members who are mutinous? I have eliminated all but one. Independent board member Adam D'Angelo is the only one who has survived. Renowned for creating the Quora platform. Early on, D'Angelo allegedly changed sides. And he has been making efforts to get Altman back. It would appear that his reward is to stay. Another mutineer who subsequently faltered was Nadella Satsky, but the head of science. He's off the board, though, and we'll learn what ultimately happened to him in the upcoming days. However, the other 2 board members are not present. Tasha Macaulay, the CEO of GeoSeam System, and Altman's main adversary, Director Helen Toner of Georgetown's Center for New Technologies and Security. For some time, Altman and Toner had been at odds with each other. A few months ago, he wanted her gone. Plus, this came after she completed a critical essay on open-source AI safety procedures. It seems like Sam Altman is getting his dream at last. Toner released this statement following her dismissal. Thus, it appears that the Altman matter was really put to rest. In fact, politics is a never-sleeping game. There is a new temporary board for OpenAI. The previous CEO, Brett Taylor, will preside over it. Salesforce co-CEO Lawrence Henry Summers is a surprising addition as well. An economist who served as the National Economic Council's director in the United States during the administration of Barack Obama. The septuagenarian appears to be an oddball among the young tech hotspots on this board. Nevertheless, maybe his previous government contacts can support the company's goals for growth. So that's the situation as it is right now. The victory of Sam Altman is complete. Soon, the temporary board will select their replacements. Moreover, Altman will probably have a place at the table. So will his supporters. But is Microsoft going to play a bigger part in this? A major factor in setting up this result was Satya Nadella. He released this statement upon hearing of Altman's comeback. While in public, he discusses more steady, knowledgeable, and efficient administration. To what extent will he be in charge of this governance? There is no doubt about that. Nadella and Microsoft will make an impression. Regarding the updated OpenAI. Now for the major Western Asian headline: a definitive victory, a lull in the Israel-Hamas conflict. It appears that diplomacy has finally succeeded. They have an arrangement that they refer to as two phases. Hamas will release 50 Israeli hostages in the first phase, only kids and ladies. Israel will release 150 Palestinian detainees in return, only ladies and kids once more. 4 days will pass, during which all of this will occur, and there won't be any violence throughout these 4 days. In other words, a 4-day break in hostilities. Moreover, Israel will permit 308 vehicles to enter Gaza. The strip will fill up with more gasoline. Thus, this constitutes the initial step of our work. A swap of prisoners, a break in hostilities, and further assistance for Gaza. The news seems to be favorable. However, for the captive families, it's an uncertain time, too. They are unsure of who will be made available at this stage, and there may be excruciating suspense. As soon as I learned about this remedy, I was really disappointed with Hamas. I'm not sure if this list will fit in my galley that is heading home, and I want to get my hands on her ASAP. Additionally, this emotion may or may not simply make me really depressed right now. It is a good thing that everyone will be free. It's crucial. We'll eventually need them all. However, it's okay if a slice is required. The deal's second phase is what comes next. This is the point of complexity. Hamas is able to free additional hostages during the second phase. They haven't provided an exact figure. However, Israel claims that for each 10 captives freed, there is going to be a 1-day break in the combat. This means that the delay will last longer if they release additional captives. The combat will restart if they don't release anyone. Thus, it appears like Hamas has the upper hand. They will have to release individuals if they want the conflict to end. Hamas is therefore responsible for the second phase. That's the main point. Let's now examine the diplomacy that goes into it. It has been in the works for a while now. There were 4 key players: Qatar, the United States, Israel, and Hamas. Qatar, a tiny Gulf state, was serving as a mediator, having what has been seen as excessive involvement in arranging this transaction. And that makes sense. Hamas and Qatar have cordial ties. The leaders of its politics reside in Doha. Qatar is another one of the USS's close allies. Its function as a mediator was therefore not unexpected. Regarding the United States, it is anticipated that it had a significant role, not least due to the hostage-taking of its own population. Consequently, the Biden administration is directly involved in this. There are reportedly 10 U.S. citizens at least that Hamas is holding captive. Not to mention how crucial a halt is at this particular moment. In Gaza, more than 14,000 Palestinians have lost their lives. Here, there's no food, water, or electricity. Hospital overcrowding and the mortality toll keep going up. This is a puzzle that might save lives in the Gaza Strip. How soon will it start? According to reports, it may begin as early as 10 a.m. tomorrow, at local time. Within the next day, Qatar promises to make a declaration. It also believes that this break will lead to the conclusion of the conflict. Israel, however, is not convinced. It states that the fight will not cease with this halt. Take a listen to this. Outside, there is idle chatter, as if waiting for the truth to come back. We will end the conflict when the truth returns to our kidnappees. Thus, let me be clear: we are at war, and we want to stay that way. The conflict will not end until we have accomplished all of our goals. Take out Hamas, bring back all of our kidnappees and missing people, guarantee that Gaza won't include any elements that pose a threat to Israel.